This is Fantasy Blitz. I'm Nick. We're going to look at some important metrics for your fantasy running back choices. Not just their stats and how they're going to perform this year, but the line that they're running behind is a huge indicator on what their performance could be like long-term throughout the year. Let's go ahead and look at the third overall pick. Now, this isn't just me saying it. This is aggregated from a Reddit thread, from Fantasy Football Talk, from ESPN, from a bunch of different analysts who have all chosen who they think are the strongest offensive lines so far this year for this season. So, third best overall line, we're going to take a look. It is, not surprisingly, Philadelphia Eagles. Now, surprisingly though, running behind the O-line for the Eagles is DeAndre Swift. Okay, he's brand new to the team, and really DeAndre Swift is not a stellar running back. Was posting about 141 points average last year in fantasy and PPR. Not great. Most other like RB1s and 2s are in like the upper 200s, mid 200s as far as points goes for the overall year. DeAndre Swift was not a stunner, okay? But having an O-line like the Eagles could be an incredible boost for his value. I don't think it's going to affect his average draft pick right now, but the proof is going to be in the long term, because the better the O-line is, the healthier the running backs are, because they're having to do less pushing and shoving. So, very interesting turn of events, having DeAndre Swift on the Eagles. Really going to be interesting to see how that plays out over the year. Again, for someone like DeAndre Swift, and we're getting to our second best overall pick for the O-line in a minute, but these guys, they're going to be a boost if you can pick them up late and they end up paying off. So let's look at the second best overall. That's going to be J.K. Dobbins. So J.K. Dobbins on the Ravens now. And look, he's, in my opinion, an unproven running back as far as fantasy goes. Has not posted that many points. Yes, he's not a rookie or anything like that, but he's kind of lived his life as a handcuff. Hasn't played that much for how long he's been in the NFL. And as far as points goes, not great. Not a great showing as far as points. Actually, less points than DeAndre Swift. But just as Ezekiel Elliott, having an offensive line can mean you get incredible gains. Now, J.K. Dobbins isn't really known for his hands, so he's not going to be like a double threat like Zeke is. But I think J.K. has what it takes running behind a Ravens line like this to post up some serious points. He could be a very good pickup after like round 10 as a flex RB or someone long-term. Again, when you have a strong offensive line, you have a strong offense, and your running back can stay healthier for longer because they get better seams, better creases, and better holes to run through, and they're not getting tripped up, they're not getting their ankles wrapped up, and all that other stuff. So this is something to keep in mind when you're strategically making picks, because seasons are not made in the first 3 rounds, okay? Everyone kind of knows who's going to get picked in the first 3 rounds. Seasons are made in that 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 round picks, the people that no one else saw coming. And if you have this kind of alpha, knowing, hey, they're running behind a strong line, doesn't matter if you're like Megatron, the actual robot Megatron, if you are running solo, there's no line in front of you, you're going to have a hard time. So let's go on to the last one. The last one is the juiciest one, and really this is going to come as a surprise to no one. But the best overall O-line in the NFL this year projected is going to be the Browns. So the Browns, you got to love them. Their fans are masochists, but the Browns have stacked the box to be the catalyst for Nick Chubb to put in absolutely stratospheric numbers this year. So Nick Chubb, of course, still the RB1 for the Browns, and he will be the RB1 for the Browns as long as the Browns have anything to say about it. So Chubb was an absolute stud last year, total RB1 pick. He's an absolutely fantastic running back, and he's really coming to his own as that dual threat run and catch, much like Christian McCaffrey. But the fact that the Browns have boosted their O-line, they're showing their investment in Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb, honestly, depending on your league, and the fact that sources are saying now that Nick Chubb is going to get more of a passing focus this year, especially in a PPR league, I don't see how Nick Chubb could not be a first-round pick for some of you if you really like those RBs. So Look, this Fantasy Blitz, giving you some alpha, Eagles, Ravens, Browns. Look at them for having the best offensive lines this year. Appreciate you guys watching. Go ahead, click that like button, subscribe to the channel. Brand new channel. We're doing something different. We're giving you information as fast as possible so you can make the best decisions for your team as quickly as possible. This is Fantasy Blitz. I'm Nick, your host. I'll see you later.